Tonight we're going to be investigating ROHS Theater. This place is a place I've always wanted to go to since I started ghost hunting. A haunted theater is a place that I am obsessed with. I love the idea of it. There's stories from EVPs, children spirits, women in white, and shadow figures. I can't wait to show you what we captured in tonight's episode, and make sure you stay to the absolute end to figure out what is haunting the ROHS Theater. This is ROHS Opera House, a haunted theater built in the 1800s, making it the oldest continuously running theater in the state. This building has all sorts of paranormal claims from shadow men, children, the infamous woman in white, and more. The current owners embrace the haunting of the ROHS Theater, but they still aren't exactly sure why it's even haunted. Nothing ominous or sinister ever happened within these walls that's documented. Part of the history starts before this structure was ever built, with the American Civil War undergoing two different battles right here in the small town of Cynthiana. In 1864, during the second battle, the whole main street where the theater sits now was burned to the ground. It's unknown exactly what was in its place before the fire and if anyone had perished within those fires. But let's talk about what we do know. In 1871, the front part of the opera house was built, being known as a sort of community hangout and stage. The additional second half of the building wouldn't be added until 1941 by a father-son duo named Herman and Carl Ross.
This part of the theater, not the whole theater, this part of the theater was built in the early 40s. It was very Art Deco style, kind of like what you see. So the front part is 1871. This is 1940s. That's an old crying room. Back in the day, like, you brought your kids to the movies with you. If your kids started crying, if you had a baby or whatever, and you were a nursing mother, you could come in here and raise these blinds and sit in here, and that's a soundproof room. You could still watch the movie. You wouldn't hear it, but your baby wouldn't disturb everybody else. So the only way to get in there is through the women's bathroom. We've just used it for storage now, but right there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Crying.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
they
so
should still do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
The shadow man of ROHS Theater is typically seen coming out of the window of the crying room before disappearing. This shadow figure is believed to be some sort of residual spirit, potentially going in and out of a doorway that doesn't even exist anymore in our reality. Stories of paranormal activity go all throughout the building, but for some strange reason, the newer edition seems to be more active. One owner, James, was inside the theater all alone during the daytime, setting up the theater for a show. He steps onto the balcony and looks towards the stage to see a little boy standing front and center. James knew the doors were locked and no one could have been inside, but his first instinct wasn't something paranormal. He went to shout out to ask the boy what he was doing when suddenly the child takes off towards the exit door and vanishes in thin air. The same boy is sometimes seen peeking his head out from behind the screen. Although not all, most of the spirits of the theater seem to be that of children. Another spirit of a little girl has been seen throughout the building, with EVPs to verify. It is believed that based on these alleged EVPs that this spirit's name is Anna. EVPs of children laughing and talking isn't uncommon here at the ROHS Theater, and they seem to know how to use the equipment most ghost hunters carry with them.
So this part of the building, this front part, is the original building. So upstairs is a theater called Aolan Hall. It was built as like a music venue and play house where they did theater, and it eventually grew on to show silent movies and things like that. This is Aolan Hall, circa 1871. Big horseshoe balcony. The stage would have been back there on that back wall.
Was there ever a like a speakeasy or anything?
No, not that I know of. It could have very well been. Cynthiana was really known for its bourbon past. We had like 30 distilleries in the county.
Oh, wow.
And like 13 or 14 bars up and down Pike Street in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So it's very possible that there could have been some Prohibition era silliness going on here.
Just no like documentation.
Yeah, but like there's no documentation. We don't know anything if there was. Interesting things that happen in this room. Every fall we do ghost walks where we walk around town and tell you like local folklore and history. We bring everybody back here at the end of the walk, and there's like a 20-minute presentation in this room. We have another movie screen that we put up right there, got a projector. That's where we show everybody the evidence that this place is haunted. We have a lot of EVPs, a lot of clips, like video, a lot of photographs. So this is where we present our evidence. Everybody kind of ends up here. But it used to be just these seats like lined up in rows. More often than not, after the presentation, people who were sitting in this area would always report like having been touched or maybe having their hair pulled or something. Like people in this general area seem to always have an experience during that presentation for whatever reason. Back in, I think it was the August singer-songwriters night, the lady that hosted said, well, she came back there to us and she's like, how do you all think it went tonight? And everybody's like, it went pretty good. And there's a guy over here and he said, I thought it went really well other than that person whistling in the back of the room. Well, there was nobody in the back of the room, but like 5 or 6 people had heard someone whistling. She claims that she heard the whistling on the SD card. So I'd like to have that footage. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
A lot of people have had luck in here. A lot of EVPs came from this room. Like I said, weirdly enough, like without being prompted and nobody ever saying anything about that spot, people always reported things in the area of that third table over there. It's just, who knows?
Aolan Hall is one of the more active paranormal hotspots within the building, with all sorts of ghostly activity happening here. Being built in 1871, it's still not known for anything terrible happening inside. Regardless of that fact, there's stories of ghostly touches, hair pulling, objects moving on their own, and children spirits asking to play. If you paid attention, you heard the owner giving me the tour speak about whistling happening in the back of the room. But what I didn't know at the time was outside of the room in the main hallway area, disembodied whistles are the main claim of paranormal phenomena up here. This will be important to note for later, as I only learned this after my investigation.
So this is 1871, hand stenciled walls. All of this is all original. Everything up here, like that you see, just don't step in a hole, but like it's safe to walk on. So yeah, this is original. Hand stenciled ceiling, plaster. And this is kind of neat because you can kind of see the evolution of not only the theater, but Cynthiana. Right there, that's gas line.
Oh, okay.
So that was when this place was lit with gas lights. And then right here is like your first electricity. It's wire, but it's fabric insulation. And then of course, like there's modern power. We've got an extension cord strung up here. So this place has been here since before Cynthiana was really electrified as a town. And then like this place here, of course, predates air conditioning. But like if you were up here and it was hot, you just flip these things open. We've still got one that works, but all these windows down through here used to do that, those two. This would have been the projection room for up here. H.A. Ross, the guy that built the theater back there, the 1940s, the modern theater.
So it's ROHS.
Yes, it's
Okay,
Ross.
I thought it was
Everybody says Rose because of the H. This would have been projection room for probably silent movies. Right here. Your projectionist would have sat in here and that would have been the actual hole that the projector shot out through.
Any experiences that typically happen up by the...
Not really. I've never heard a lot of people having anything happen up here. It's just a cool place that I like to show people because I mean, you don't get to see a building this old. It's just kind of interesting. I always like to bring people up here and show it. I think it's of note because I think it's amazing that like in 1869, 1870, someone somehow managed to hand paint the ceiling.
No safety standards back
It's
then.
like the Cynthiana Sistine Chapel right here, man. Like, how did somebody get up there and paint that?
And just perfect too.
Yeah, I mean, it's really crazy. Like,
They didn't have tape or nothing.
Yeah, was that freehand or were there actual stencils of some kind? Like, I have so many questions.
Yeah, most of the reason why I do this sort of thing is the history. So
Yeah.
seeing a place like this, 1870s, early 1870s is really cool, really crazy that I mean, like, obviously, yeah, it's not mint condition, but it's in really good condition for 1870s. I mean, that's 150 years ago.
Yeah.
One of the ideas on why the 1940s section of the theater is more active is the fact it's in continuous use, unlike the occasional used, older 1871 half. All of the movies, plays, and theater acts put on could potentially be building the space with some kind of energy, feeding the spirits of the theater. Another idea is that the theater is built on top of a very large aquifer that's been pumped up into the building for the last 150 years. In some circles within the paranormal world, that's believed to somehow charge whatever space is on top, but that's not always universally agreed upon. Regardless of all that, something strange is believed to be going on within these walls, but nothing malevolent has ever been reported by current or past owners.
And here is your balcony.
Oh, this is sweet. I don't know how I didn't even really notice this when we were downstairs.
Yeah. So these are original seats for this theater.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a theater. It's been on my bucket list since I've started doing this. And when I found this one, I was like, this looks perfect. I mean, it's so cool.
Yeah, so this place, man, it's been here forever. But like when I was a kid, this was our movie theater. And it is now too. But like when I was a kid, like middle school, everybody your parents dropped you off out front and you came in, you watched a movie. So to be able to be a part of it, be a part owner now, it's really fun. You see those seats?
Yeah.
See these seats?
Yep.
This furnace was not here. No cushion, wood backs, right next to the fire escape. Pretty nice cushion, metal back, cushion back.
Oh, I see what you're getting at.
This was a segregated balcony.
Okay.
So, back before the Civil Rights Movement, if you were an African American person, here's how you came and went. Here's where you sat. Back there, that door that says keep out is a blacks only bathroom. So imagine, I mean, that's the screen. You come here to watch a movie. Imagine like trying to watch a movie from back in this corner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, like there was definitely, it was a disparaging difference in accommodations and view, both, because those seats have no cushion. They're all wood. And it's not something that anybody's proud of, but it is history, and it's worth talking about. Yeah, just because like, I don't think there's probably a lot of places where you can still, like you hear about that in school, and I don't think there's a lot of places where you can actually see the difference. I mean, there's 12 foot in seeing the difference. Like this seat right here, by today's standards, is probably not great.
Right.
But that's pretty plush when
that's
you compare
royalty
it.
compared.
Yeah, when you compare it to that, that's a pretty plush seat right there. So, it's probably worth preserving just to be able to see, this sucks. Like, that is not great. Nothing ominous has ever happened here. We don't know of anybody that ever died. It's not like a crazy place. I'm not the guy that's going to tell you, there's this lady and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'm going to tell you the accounts of what people have said. Children, there's a lot of children. I've heard the EVPs. My kids have seen kids. Like my youngest daughter has seen a little girl up here. My partner Roger, one of the other guys that owns the place, he's the one that saw the lady in white, or the lady of the opera house. Roger comes up here one night, him and his wife Shelly are working the movie. He comes up here to start the movie, and as he rounds that corner, he sees a lady standing here. And so he calls out to her, he said, "Hey miss, you can't be up here." And she goes right through this door. And so he obviously follows her to tell her that, she has to go back downstairs. When he comes out here, she's gone. And he said, she's just as solid as you and I. She was wearing a long white dress. There's one distinguishing feature that he saw that he refuses to tell anyone. So
good, yeah.
So if you can tell him,
right,
he can confirm whether or not you saw her. I think he's seen her one more time, maybe around the bottom of the steps, down by the concession stands. I am the skeptic. Two things happened to me in this building that I cannot explain. They both are right here in this building. I spend a lot of time down here by myself, obviously, when movies are going on, things like that. I was here alone when you showed up. I'm not afraid of the building, so I've never seen anything. but I hear things. One of those things is this door. It makes a very distinguishing noise. There's no other noise like it in the building. It's got a screen door sprung on. That sound only happens right here. I hear that sound everywhere in this building. There is no amount of air handling or HVAC in this building that can blow that door open to almost 90. It's got to come almost 90 degrees.
Thick door.
Yeah, and it's got to come almost 90 degrees to make that noise. I've heard it several places in this building when I've been here alone. It's one of those things, I can't explain it. The other one is this door. This door is double hung. Like, you don't see a lot of hinges like this anymore. This door will go either way. You can push this, there it was. Oh, okay. That right there. So normally it does when it gets out to about right here. That right there. It'll do that all the way like out through here normally.
And again, really thick, heavy.
Oh, this one's super heavy. This one's twice as bad to push open as that one. Like, you can try that one out. Like, that's a 1870 something door right there. You can never push this door hard enough for it to open that door. You can never open that door hard enough for it to even push this door. I don't know why I hear that stuff, but two noises that I hear everywhere in this building.
So what haunts the ROHS Theater? Former owners, attendees, workers, soldiers of the Civil War? Watch this paranormal investigation to see if we can find the answer to that burning question or capture any high strangeness of our own. Alright everybody, we are officially about to start the investigation. We are inside ROHS Theater. I have a few devices spread around and a couple cameras. So what we're gonna do is I have to give my flowers. This was Paranormal Quest thing. I'm taking this from them. I decided to start out this investigation doing abandonment. That's what they call it. So what we're gonna do is for 20 minutes, we're gonna leave just the cameras on, leave the devices, and I'm gonna go outside. After 20 minutes is up, we'll come in, and I don't know what's gonna happen, if anything, and I won't know until I review the footage. It's something really cool. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. We have a REM pod teddy bear on the stage. We have a REM pod there, camera there, music box over here. So what we're gonna do is set the camera up. We're gonna start the timer for 20 minutes, go outside, and I'll let you know if we see anything. Okay guys, it's been 20 minutes. Anything happen? Okay guys, I'm not even lying to you. Of course this would happen. So my camera stops recording after 30 minutes. So I stopped recording and changed out the battery because it just sat here recording for nearly 30 minutes. As soon as I shut it off, that REM pod went off. Hello? Is there somebody over here? Do you think you could touch that little red light again, please? Did you make any of my devices go off while I was gone? If so, could you show me a sign? I'd like to introduce myself. Oh, guys. No way.
Could you do it again? Please? It would be really cool. My name's Dawson. I'm just here to have a conversation with you guys. That's it. I don't mean any harm. This is a beautiful place. I'm not here to disrespect it in any type of way. Whoa. Did you make any of my equipment go off while I was outside? Alright guys, so what I want to do is that upstairs little room, I want to go grab some of the equipment and go up there and investigate it because I got a really weird feeling in there. Then we have something really cool that I'm going to surprise you guys with later. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do this. We might be the first to do it, so make sure you stick around for that. We're going to put this back here because they say that sometimes people hear whistling back here. My name is Dawson. I just want to have a conversation with you, just want to talk. Don't mean to come here and disrespect your theater in any sort of way. Just want to get that out of the way real quick. So if you'd like to have a conversation with me, I have a few things spread around that you can touch. That way, it makes it easier for us, really. If you don't want to touch those, you can make a knock, you can use your voice. Whatever you feel comfortable with, I'm okay with. Just like this. Could you copy that, please? Incredibly silent up here. Is the man who bought this theater to build it up here? I just heard a slight little noise. Don't know what that could have been. If that was you trying to show me a sign, do you think you could do that again, please? Herman? Are you here? There is like a really strange feeling up here. I felt it stronger earlier, but this place does give me the heebie-jeebies. Are there any children up here? If there is, I have this little bear. All you have to do is touch its little hand and it'll make this weird noise, this electrical noise. But don't worry, it will not hurt you in any type of way. None of these devices will. So quiet, guys. Holy shit. That just spooked me. Oh my god. Do you like that music? Could you step away real quick? Just step away real quick and you can go back in front of it if you want. Oh my god. There's no like breeze or anything that would get this dusty. I don't know why that would happen. If that was somebody standing in front of there, could you please stand in front of it again? 3, 2, 1. What was that? That was like a scraping noise. Almost kind of like hello? Are you trying to talk to me? There's a red light over in the corner where people hear whistling sometimes. They say that there's a whistler here. For a little bit, I had something potentially following me around. that would whistle everywhere I went. Could you whistle for me? Just a little tune, just like, hoo hoo. Are you an intelligent spirit? Do you? No way. Hold on. We have to see, this music box is about to go off. No, guys. That's at 50 minutes. Holy. Okay, so let me walk past this real quick. Okay, let me explain. That was probably so quiet. Like, you can probably see the goosebumps on my beard. That was probably so quiet you may not have heard that. It was almost like a whistle. And the reason I went over to my camera to explain that real quick was that camera does like an interval. So when it does that, it's like a beep. So I was checking to see if it just did an interval. If it did, it would be at 0. Or, you know, a couple seconds, because it was a couple seconds before I walked over there. I don't know what that was. It was almost like whistle, like, it was like, I almost kind of whistled there. It just like quick though, like, you know what I mean? Could you do that again, please? A little louder. Guys, I'm not fucking lying to you. Okay, so this is a directional mic. It's pointed this way. It happened over here. Fucking twice. Thank you. I swear to you, that happened. It was like, she, and then like, it was like a second, and it was like, and then like slightly louder, like one, what do they call that? Decibel? Like 1 decibel louder after the same thing. Is that Herman that whistles? That was a loud noise. I'm not completely sure if I'm allowed back here, but we have to check. Just some backstage area. That was a loud bang. Herman, it's not like a confirmed thing. Okay guys, okay. So, you remember when I told you I heard like it sounded like a chair scooting? Almost kind of like that was the same noise, but then there was a, like, kind of a bang. It sounded over here, the same thing, and I think it's potentially a fridge. Does sound like that fridge is on, so that's probably what that was. The other noise came from back here, and it definitely wasn't the whistles. So those are still, and I don't know. But anyways, Herman, there's a father and son, and they were like building this or renovating it. You saw in the history. And they did not die here, but they died very shortly after it was built. Within 2 years, both of them. We certainly don't have a confirmation, but that whistle thing was pretty crazy. I don't really know what to think of that. The fact that I thought I heard it, and I was like, let me go check my camera. Then I asked for it again, and it literally happened twice. It was like, it was very human too, okay? So that's another aspect. I'm the only one here. It's not like, oh, I'm the only one here and there's somebody in an office. I have the key. The door is locked. I have the key. I'm the only one in this building. And it was almost, when I say it was human, it was like human did it, but they kind of like messed up a little bit, so they redid it. And that's why it was like slightly louder and clearer the second time. I really hope that it was picked up on camera. Oh my God, that would be incredible, because that was so cool. But now it is time for my surprise. So I'm gonna pack everything up, go to the next spot, and you guys will see the awesome little experiment surprise I was telling you about earlier. Super excited to show you. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so what we're doing is I'm calling my friend Jeff from Brew Productions Paranormal Toledo. I'm gonna be doing an Estes method in the theater by myself, and I just said where I was. Anyways, he doesn't know anything other than what I just said. So we're gonna do this Estes, he's gonna ask questions, and we're both really excited to do this. We've never done anything like this before. Super excited to do it. So once I start it, I'm gonna set a timer for 20 minutes and put it on my feet so I know when to stop, because since there's no one here to like pull me out, I have no idea, and we're gonna see how it goes.
Okay, so if there's any spirits in this building that Dawson is in, can you give me a name? Is there anybody there with Dawson right now?
Whatever.
Can you tell me your name?
We just want to tell your story.
I swear I just heard my name.
So is your name Dawson too? No one's here to harm you, kick you out, none of that stuff. We just want to find out who you are and what your story is. I have no idea what theater.
Can you hear us? No?
I can't hear you, but maybe Dawson can, but I'm still looking for a name specifically. So you said us, meaning multiple. Can one of you tell me your name? Can you specifically tell me?
It either said don't leave or just leave.
Were you an actor, a director, an actress? Were you just a fan of the theater? Because I know a lot of times people really, pour their heart and soul, and they're just big fans of community theater. Touch Dawson's left arm. Dawson is the one sitting there with the blindfold on.
This isn't on the spirit box, but I am like really spooked right now.
Can you touch Dawson's left arm?
We don't need. Whoa. Ask him. That was really freaking clear.
Can you hear me over the phone? Dawson is talking on a phone, and I am far away in Toledo, Ohio. Can you hear me asking you questions? Yes or no?
Not enough.
Not enough. No, I'm still asking yes or no. Can you hear me talking to you through the phone? Do you even know what a phone is? Well, you said no. I did ask for a yes or no answer, but if you said no in reply to my question, clearly you can hear me.
I know this is gonna sound a bit silly, but I kind of have this like weird like vision type of ordeal going on right now of like massively flowing water.
Tell me about yourself. What is your favorite food? So we're looking for a name, your connection to the theater, and your favorite food. Can you answer any of those three questions, please?
You sure?
Yep, I'm sure. That's what I'm looking for. We're asking that you somehow try and manipulate that device he's using and speak through it.
Relax. Woman.
Okay, so if you are a woman, if you're trying to come through, what is your name?
I have never. And that was a woman's voice. That sounded like a kid. Oh my god, that was.
Just touch him. Specifically on his left arm so we know that you can hear us.
Hold it. Alright, Jeff, I think I'm gonna cut it. Okay, everybody, we are still in the main area, the main theater. We do have some devices spread around. I don't know how well that Estes method went, if it went well at all. So for now, we're gonna put it out of our head. We have the REM pod set up right there. We got the music box right there. If there's anybody over here with me on the stage, could you potentially touch one of my devices that I have spread out? They won't hurt you. They're just here so that we can have a conversation, get to know you. When I was doing the Estes method, I heard a little kid. It was like a little kid laughing. I have heard that there are kid spirits here. If that's true, I have a little teddy bear over there that if you squeeze its hand, it'll go off. And I mean, I'm sure you would like that. It's just a little teddy bear. So if you could squeeze the teddy bear or maybe touch one of these devices, let me know that you're here with me. Is the woman in white on the balcony up there? There's apparently a very distinctive feature that nobody has ever said out loud, because the person who saw it wants to know for a fact that if somebody claims to see it, that they're not lying. To me, that's fantastic. I love the idea of that. So maybe if you could show yourself, I have a camera up there, it would be fantastic. And we could kind of, we could bring people together because of that. That would be amazing. I would love that. Obviously, I know that that's a steep ask, but you know, gotta ask. Are there any soldiers that are potentially here from the battle a very long time ago? You may not have died here. You may have died nearby. You may have died where this building is now. You may be confused. I'm here to help with that. All you have to do is let me know that you're here. And I can explain. I'm thinking that maybe we go upstairs to that little hallway area right off the side of the stairs. It's believed that there's somebody that hangs out around the stair area. So maybe we'll set up the music box on the stairs. We'll set up some equipment in that little hallway area and conduct a little investigation there. All right. If there's anybody up here with me, I have a few things spread around that you can touch, play with. They say that in this area, I have some chills right now, guys. I'm getting a feeling. If that's you, that's kind of giving me this weird feeling, could you show me a sign by touching one of the devices or making a loud noise? I heard a few noises and I heard whistling. Is that person still here with me? I'm sure if you're here, you really loved this theater. Maybe you don't want to be here. If that's the case, could you show me a sign? It's okay, you don't have to hide. You don't have to be afraid. Hopefully it was a pretty exciting episode for you guys. We heard those whistles. Hopefully they were captured on camera. You guys would already know at this point. Some of those noises were pretty interesting. And we did Paranormal Quest Abandonment. I have no idea what happened in that. It could be nothing, but I'm super excited to go through the footage and have you guys watch that. We did that really cool Estes method, so I had a good time. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys on the next one.